I just the whole yeah. So I tried to make some little notes just so I'd remember why I put it up here for you. I
Yeah.
just we did win this game, but I felt kind of lost a lot. Maybe I should have made some more notes about exactly what it was, but there was like multiple decisions where I was like I wasn't really sure if I was making the right move.
Okay. Things are looking good so far. I agree with your pathing as well. Yep. Free one kill. Swain's messing with you on grubs. You have the flash. Looking
Like,
top
was that
here.
even should I have even been on those grubs?
Uh
Because like there's cryo both ways. I feel like no one ever checks. And I hit the plant, but like it's pretty risky, right? Because that guy can just come that swing.
yeah,
Like,
I would say keep doing it until you get punished. Is probably what I'd say. Like, and you got punished, right? So it's sort of like lesson learned. Because you
these
will
two grubs. Sorry.
you will get the grubs. You will either get the grubs or Fiddlesticks will also skip his camps and get the grubs. Um, so you'll get dragon, right? Like someone, either jungler has to skip camps here to move to the grubs, basically, which means the other jungler will get something back. So it's not so important to take the grubs here, and it's not so important to defend it. Obviously, you want to take it if you can, but like reality is, like you said, there's two pushing lanes coming in, so realistically, you're probably gonna trade grubs for a bot play down the line.
So question, because this is what it kind of comes up like to me. Like it's up. I can skip my camps and take it. Should I, if I'm gonna take it, should I take my camps and then reevaluate? Like, because I'm
Yeah,
thinking if he's on
exactly.
that track, that would have been the better thing to do.
Yeah, exactly, because of the lane states, right?
What about as a default? Like, what if the lanes were sort of just okay? Do I want to prioritize my camps over like that first set of grubs or the
Okay, let's say, all right, so let's say that it's even. I would suggest looking at the matchups and seeing if there's any kill pressure, right? So you can tip the scales and gank it. Um, and then you can start the grubs. But in this specific scenario, let's say both lanes were even, I would not recommend ganking because it's pretty much ungankable mid. Top is pretty gankable, but you're not six. So I would probably recommend in this scenario where you can't gank mid and top can be ganked, but it's much more guaranteed if you're six. I would prefer if you just did three camps and then reevaluated. Um,
that makes, I
and
think
again,
one of the things I
yeah, and again,
go
don't
ahead.
worry about getting level six. So don't worry about giving grubs as well. After, if let's say you do three camps and he did the grubs in that time, now you will get a turn to do something else later.
That makes sense. That and I think that I really that looking at it as turns has really helped me. I think one of the things I'm struggling with is I feel like I'm too comfortable taking my camps, so I'm kind of trying to leave my comfort zone and do stuff, but I feel like sometimes that's maybe the wrong thing, and I just want to kind of get a sense. Does that make sense? As a question.
Yeah, of course. I think this is just going to come with experience because they're they're going to. I mean, I'm going to call out any moments where you should be skipping your camps, but it's essentially it comes down to context, right? That's why experience matters so much because different situations call for different actions, right? So like we talked about the grubs take. Of course, you want to take grubs whenever they're free, but especially as a Mumu because you do them so fast. But the reality is you have to play around the situation you're given, right? Oh wow, I'm surprised. Okay, flashes. Very good.
Hung around too long though. I wanted to help him.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. I still think this is worth it because Swain lost all the creeps, and also Fiddlesticks had to ult as well. So it's sort of like you had to reset anyway, right? You killed all your camps. All your camps are on cycle except for Golems, so not a bad death. 1 for 1. Take the wave. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, this is a good look. This Swain's too far forward. Very good. So, I remember we mentioned something like this in our last review, Eric, where we need to try to hold our ult as long as possible, right?
Yes.
If we're not
I was
engaging.
it's like here, I should be trying to stack Conquer and this, right? That's my
Correct.
that's so can you explain this to me? This is embarrassing. I don't really know how it works. So I've got 6 there when I ult, right?
So basically, at 12 stacks, you're gonna get extra healing off your damage. So it's like it's basically, and you're gonna get max adaptive. So each stack gives you an adaptive, which is obviously you're an AP champ, so it's gonna give you around 1.2 AP. It scales with levels, so I don't know the actual number, but basically for 12 stacks, you get max amount of adaptive force. So that's gonna be really beneficial. But also just the fact that you're playing a Mumu as well, and your E passive is going to be really beneficial when people hit you, right? So you're going to get more ease
Right.
off, right? So you got to let him hit you because when you ult people, they're stunned. They can't actually hit you. So here, for example, that Fiddlesticks was going to auto attack you. I like he was about. It looks like he's about to order you. I don't know if he actually ordered you, but basically you're gonna get like a free 1 second reduced cooldown on your E. Right? You just gotta let him order you.
No, you did tell me that. I kind of panicked there, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like I'd just like to see. I'd like to see you be more patient with your ultis if you're not engaging, right?
100%. That makes sense. I've really been trying to work on that in more ways than like also pushing my W before I queue in.
Yeah,
Also, like taking a little more time and being more deliberate with my ganks. Looking around when I'm, you know what I mean? I'm trying to do all this stuff, but it's easy for me to say it. It's hard to always like do
of
it.
course, of course. I mean, I haven't seen you mess up your W so far, so the habits are
I, I,
building.
picked, I picked the wrong game then because there's lots of times when I did.
I
Okay,
mean,
can we talk
okay,
about?
this would be the first example because you didn't W, but yes.
Yeah, I get excited and I mess it up.
So this is actually good. I want you again. I need you to be patient. You could have got 3 more E's off. Like, look how your E's literally about to come up again. There's 4 people
Yeah,
hitting you, right? You could get 3 more E's off before you ult, basically. Or sorry, before you die. So then you would have to ult, right? You basically want to ult until the very last moment before you're about to die.
totally. That is exactly my thought process. And I've died a couple times in one of these like whatever they are without ulting.
That's fair. But yeah, also like yeah, like we said, didn't activate W. This guy, this was it this Blitzcrank probably would be dead if you had the W activated the whole time and then you held your ult a little bit longer. But build path is good as well. Like Merc Tread's really good here. That saved you a lot here. Um, so that was good. Yeah, this is good. There you go. That was close. Gank the Teemo, do the Herald. Got some tunnel vision from Nasus. He just ignores your play. It's okay.
Wanted the tower so badly.
Yeah, so I would say this Herald is not good because you want a ranged champion in your equation when you're killing turrets. Unless you're killing it without anyone there, Eric.
That makes
But anytime you're sieging, it has to be 0 for like 1 versus 0, or if there's people defending, you need a ranged champ, right? It's very hard to hit turret in front of them as a melee.
yeah. I've learned that.
Like a Kali is she tried. I mean, she really did try.
Oh yeah. If you wanted to
All that and we still couldn't get it.
heartbreaking.
There we go.
Like, was that the play with the dragon up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is the play. This is good. This is really good. Because basically your bot lane or whoever's here is making time for you guys to do stuff, but you don't make time for yourself to do dragon because you're going to them. So basically you can't tether them. When I mean tether, meaning you can't space them in a way where you can greed, but you can't die, right? Because by going to dragon, you're going to exactly where their location is. So you're essentially not using your teammates' deaths to do anything, right? Because the fact that you would have to go from mid to dragon is the same distance for them going from bot tower to dragon as well. So it's like you won't actually create a situation where your teammates' deaths are going to be useful. Whereas you go topside, right? They either have to base or cross map, cross country to topside. So this is
Good,
definitely
thank
the
you.
right play.
That was what I was thinking, but I'm never totally sure.
Yeah, like if you go bot side here, this would be a mistake. You have to exit top side and then they have to chase you or like try to mess with you. And now maybe if you live, like let's say they chase you in the top side, Eric, now you're giving your timers for bot lane, right? Whoever respawns and then pushes bot, like Ashe, now she gets free time to push all the way out because they'd have to chase you out top side, right? So it's like it's pretty much like playing tag, but you don't get caught.
They came much faster.
Right, yeah. As long as you live this, for example, look at the Lux is AFK, Ashe should be pushing bot, but you would give time for your teammates as well. Yeah, that was really good.
Is this the play? Should I be up there with?
Yeah, I mean, I think the play is definitely Baron. So whenever the jungler and support are dead, you have to consider starting Baron, basically. So the support's dead, which means there's going to be no vision, right? If you press sweeper, there's the additional wards are going to be very limited, right? Besides maybe blue trinket. But even then, they don't have vision of the bush, etc. The bushes, etc. Right? If you sweep, so that's why support. Whenever you kill the support, it's actually a very good time to start Baron often. And then jungle, I mean that's sort of self-explanatory, right? If you kill the enemy jungler, it means they have no smite, right? So any Baron, any Baron contest is almost just guaranteed unless you die. So this is like a 2-for-1 situation. Like Fiddlesticks isn't dead, but he clearly needs to base. So this would have been a great opportunity. They had 2 problems to deal with. 1, they have no smite, and 2, they have no face check, right? Because they have no wards from Blitzcrank. So I would say that is something we can look at, maybe in the future, or now if mid games being a problem, because Baron is one of the sort of like the gateway to ending games, essentially, right? It's very rare you end a game without Baron, right? So having a skill of knowing when to take Baron is like very important for your mid-late game skill set.
Absolutely, because I guess one question first, and if I comment
Yeah,
is, should I be carrying a ward for this type of stuff, like for this situation?
yeah, mid game, yeah, definitely. One pin cord is really good, especially if you're not playing in Korean Challenger. Like even my Challenger games, the support does not know how to ward. For example, your support this game definitely does not utilize his wards effectively whatsoever. Look at the map. Why is blue buff is warded and the golem bush is warded? How is that effective vision, right? It doesn't tell us any information. So having
Yeah,
your
it's pretty.
own vision is really important for sure.
So for me, I guess here's the thing for me. I feel like this, and one of the things I'm hoping, however long it takes, we do enough of these sessions is kind of can get a sense of like what's really holding me back here, because this is kind of something I think about it. And my thought is it has to be that I'm not making good decisions in the game, because I almost always come into the mid game as one of the strongest players. Not always, but like almost always.
Yeah.
And then I lose. So it's like it has to be that I'm like making affirmatively bad decisions.
This game, I can confidently say that this was the biggest problem, right? What happened here with the like with you not calling the start Baron? I think this is big. And then obviously your teammates dying was like you can look at it two ways. You can blame your teammates, or you can look at it like we're not sieging. Because when you siege, it has to be a committal, right? Like you're either threatening to dive or you're making space for your ranged champ to hit, right? Which would be your Ashe. So there's two choices here, right? We're sieging, you're skipping camps and you're committing, or you're farming camps and they back off, right? And don't hit the turret. But we do two at once, and that's when you're gonna get punished, right? But I also don't think you can siege, right? You just used a Mumu ult, and Ashe is 20%. So I don't know where this idea comes from that we're sieging. So if anything, you should just be a leader here and just backping your team, right? From sieging, because it doesn't make sense. You don't have ult. Ashe is 20%. Like, how is Ashe gonna hit the turret?
This is really helpful because, and I think for me, this is the way I look at the teammates that I'm going to have. Like, there's a wide range here, obviously,
Yes.
of how long people and what they're doing. I don't want to win iron. Well, I do, but like, I mean, my goal here is not to be like, how can I really like win these iron games? It's like, how can I be a better player long term? What's the right decision? And if it's like, hey, these guys just wouldn't do it, well, then that's because they're iron players. Then, well, that's just that game. I think I feel like it's not really worth focusing on that.
Exactly. No, 100%. So that's why I'm saying you got to be a leader. It's like if you play soccer and you're the striker and you've got like the last ball and you've got the chance to win the game, right? It's like you take the responsibility of you take all the glory or all the criticism, right? And it's like those when you take responsibility, you get more rewarding like lessons, right? Because you have to own your play. I would be the same for taking ownership of sort of in-game decisions for your team, right? Obviously, it doesn't mean they're going to listen to you, but if you want, like you said, if you want to win, not just like win in iron or whatever, just be a better player. It is about taking responsibility for your team's decisions, right?
I guess I kind of see this as like, use like a jiu-jitsu analogy. This is like getting rounds in my own gym. Like I'm not really trying to win those rounds. Like
Yeah.
I don't want Of course I want to in the moment, everybody does, but that's not the point of that. It's not a tournament, right? The point is to get better, get like flight time.
Yeah, exactly. And it also like it's the same as when you're you basically have to take like because it's 1v1, right? It's like it's a lot easier to say like take responsibility, but since it's 5v5, that's why like a lot of people struggle, right? Because it's
Yeah.
such a trap to blame your teammates. Even though like it can genuinely be true, just seeing it that way is just going to hinder your growth in the first place anyway. Even if you like tunnel on a fact where in one instance your teammate messed up, so therefore the game was hard, right?
So this is what I think, because I think this is something that you have to come to grips with, especially as a player that's not very good and doesn't see all of the map. And I think it's this. You have to take comfort in this. It has to be statistically real. Whatever dumb thing, like the dumbest thing my teammate does, like where they're going to take this like fight right now, is or whatever. Like whatever I think is dumb, the other team's just as dumb or worse stuff, and I maybe just don't know.
Yeah, 100%. It's just cognitive, like it's just a bias in our head, right? Like you're playing with the same ranked players on each side, you know,
Totally.
including yourself, right? You're similar to your teammates. Like this game, it's 34 minutes, and we've got like like everyone's trading gold, right? It's like 70 kills or 63, and everyone's at pretty much 4 or 5 items because of all the kill trades. Like the game shouldn't take this long. It's just that no one's willing to play around the Baron side and threaten like the dilemma, right? Vision and Baron, threatening to kill Baron and then having no vision, right? That's a big game that people don't play well enough. And I think like here, like there's zero instance where either side is playing for it. All right, I guess here they played for it, but at least from your side, right? There's wait,
right,
what? Wait, what just happened? Lux just stole it. Holy moly!
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa!
I didn't see that. I went back to base. I was like, oh, and then the little mobs start coming up. They're all
that was crazy. No vision. Wow. Yeah, well, that works. And now you can probably start sieging. You end up winning in Nasus. Okay. Well, these are probably the first 2 points. First two, holding alt, stacking Conqueror, and E passive, and then starting Baron when the enemy jungle support dies. Like we need to experiment more